Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. And this one, it looks like the class I played least recently out of these guys is Priest. Still a couple that I haven't played in a long time, but they're coming up again. Tomblacker? 5-3 for 5. He gives you a card on Battle Cry. It's a little weird, but I think I'd take him over this piece of crap, and I'm not a big Murloc fan. Although I'm sure I'm going to get lots of Murlocs. Okay, now I'm pissed off that really 2 in a row. I could have had an awesome Murloc deck, but we're obviously not going that way. I like Blaze Caller. I just got to get enough elementals for him. Wow. I don't know if this guy would be extra good as a priest. You have to have 2 guys to make him worthwhile. We'll give it a shot. Because I don't know if that spell damage is going to help me much. I'm sure I'm getting a lot of expensive stuff early on. Like, I usually don't pay too much attention to his battle cry. Just like a 5-7 for 6 is okay. The Forbidden Shaping it does fill in gaps somewhat. The Burglebot, if you can make it tougher, that could be pretty strong, but it seems too wonky. I think I'm just going to take the cleaner, but I need to get some cheaper cards, obviously. But I'm not choosing anything over Free from Amber. I hate you. You might be good considering how slow my deck is, but let's take the Spirit Lash. Soften up some minions. Now there's a use for spell damage. I should probably take this because it's cheap and still can potentially do great things. Necrotic Geist would be pretty sweet, though. Now, my deck's super expensive. Let's take what my deck actually needs right now, which is this. Necrotic Geist is crazy annoying and potentially very valuable in the arena. But there's my first Murloc who's not a war leader. This thing is really good. If you have as long as you have another minion, it's very strong. Since I'm not going Murloc, the problem is this guy actually fights on his own. He's just a 2-3 with no ability for me, probably. This needs a friend. I'm going to take it anyway, because it's such a really useful ability a lot of the time. Unlike these guys, who are useless tits, I guess Massive Spell. I'm going to need some cheaper cards. I mean, I could take that, I guess. Freebooter's got to have weapons. Eternal Servitude is pretty strong, but it needs stuff to have happened first. You want to have lost some good minions before you play it. I'm going to take it anyway. Direwolf Alpha is one of my preferred cheap guys, and spell damage would be really good with the Spirit Lash, but I think we're going to take a Giant Mastodon. And just hope that in the latter 2/3 of my deck I get some cheaper minions. I got to take something cheaper here, but these guys all blow. He's an okay minion in aggro because he's a 1-drop that does 3 damage when he hits your opponent, and he's guaranteed to do 2 damage if he ever gets to attack, like even if he's just going to get killed or something. You use him to kill a 1-hit point guy, he still does 2 damage to the enemy hero. So he's nice in aggro, but I don't care about aggro. Look at my deck. It's expensive-ass friggin'... You are, like, really not good. Your stats are so... I guess we're taking this over that, because the raid leader, I can't take something that requires you to have a lot of minions when I clearly have no cheap minions. These guys are not cheap either. I don't have any 1-cost spells yet. If I take him, I'm going to start getting them. But, I mean, that could be a very annoying ability. Whereas the Burglary Bully would be the same stats for cheaper, and might give me a coin or 2, which could help with my incredibly expensive deck, but... being 1 point cheaper might be... let's take the Skeleton Geist anyway and mess with people. I just pay attention to that when 1-cost spells come up. It's just 1-cost spells, it's not 1-cost minions. For some reason I always think it is, but it's not. Okay, I need cheap stuff, and spell damage would be nice. Let's just take the Fisherman. That I don't have any control of. That's really bad right now. This is Spirit Card Advantage guy. I think I'm just going to take this over that one, because I don't know what I'm going to get out of this. I mean, you get a taunt... I've got a lot of battle cries. I don't have a lot of not battle cries. Yeah, there aren't too many things in here that benefit from this. It's probably just going to give me a 5/5 nothing. I'm better off with Bone Break. Bone Mare is amazing. Necrotic Geist is still good, although I have no cheap guys, so probably not as good. Shadow Word Death, though, I don't have any good early game stuff. I don't have a lot of cheap stuff at all, and this can solve a problem. Bone Mare is so good, but my deck's going to be incredibly expensive if it's all like Bone Mare and shit. And I have to have a guy out for this. I hate not taking the Bone Mare, but I'm going to take the Shadow Word Death. Do I take another Spirit Lash or the Holy Smite? The Holy Smite gets eaten by what's-his-face. I guess maybe I'll take the Spirit Lash just because of that. It's not a really good reason, but it's as good a reason as any to choose. Okay, I need guys that are going to keep me alive. These are all not terrible necessarily, although I don't think the Banshee's really what I need. He's cheaper, and being a priest, I can heal him up more later, so I think I should probably just take him. Although the Chain Gang, this thing badly needs things to keep me alive, and the Chain Gang would help keep me alive. I need more cheap things too, though. I take the Chain Gang. They're going to help me more than the other guy, but I do need to start getting some cheaper minions. Your end of turn effects triggered twice is a cool power that I don't think I can get any use of at all. Literally none. It's just going to be it doesn't help my opponent or anything. It's just going to be a 1-5 for 3, which is bad. So I should probably take the Mountain Giant. I'm not taking a stupid Meat Wagon either. I don't have any buffs. Corpse Taker, what do I have for you? I mean, I give you Taunt for sure. Lifesteal, Divine Shield, Wind Fury. I have none of those things. You're just a 3/3 Taunt. Unless I get one of those other things. You are also a Taunt. You only copy friendly minions, so I do have to have something out. A lot of my things tend to be big. Like late game I could go Bone Drake and then Taunt Bone Drake, sort of play like that. I think I might have to take him over the Corpse Taker, because I'm not going to get any of that Corpse Taker stuff, and I can't take the more expensive guy when it's not even a good expensive guy. Why couldn't you be the Stone Temple Pilots, or whatever, the one battle cry that gives me Taunt? This is a piece of crap, but given what my deck needs right now, I've got to take this piece of crap. I need to not die, even though it's so tremendously inferior to that other card. Like, infinitely inferior. Like, even if you need beasts, you'd still take the other guy. And you're like, well, maybe I'll get a taunt beast. I don't know. I might need this to come back from the fact that I'm dying, but I should probably take the thing that's... He's really weak-ass, but my deck is really expensive, and he's crap expensive. I guess we'll take the Apothecary, because I'm going to be behind in minions. Okay, we are taking something cheaper. Normally you'd say the Northstar Cleric, but all my cards are expensive. Drawing cards isn't even going to help me as much as you'd think. I think I'm going to take the Twisted Worgen over the Northstar Cleric, because I'm looking at my deck, and I'm less likely to have other minions out that can take damage and be healed. I'm more likely to desperately need the ability to kill something that my opponent has. Hey, you would have worked with that card I didn't take, but you're still a 2/2 for 2 with a good end of turn power. You guys would have given Divine Shield to What's-Her-Face. I'm going to take you over the Egg Napper. I'm not a huge Egg Napper fan, and you're cheaper, but also I have 2 Spirit Lashes, and they get, like, severely better with that lifesteal. I mean, with the spell damage. I need Taunt, but you're really bad Taunt. I mean, I'm sure he's functional if you have the 6 mana. But you're still not good. You're Taunt, but you're actually also bad at taunting. Like, the taunt part is so fragile. But I'm probably taking him just because I need the cheaperness. Necrotic Geist can do cool things, but how likely am I to have the stuff? I have some more cheap cards now. They are not much to hold up my opponent. No, I'm going to need him as stalling power. I can't afford to take the Necrotic Geist, even though he's cool, and I'd much rather have him. My deck's already very expensive. I don't think I need... I mean, the expensive stuff I have, I'm not even sure is the best. Like, maybe I should just take the Mind Control, because the expensive stuff I have isn't even necessarily game-winning. I don't even have any elementals for him. Do I have a single one? I don't think so. I think he was just a bad pull, since apparently I was not going to get any... I passed up on at least one crap elemental, but no good ones. So, do I still desperately need the early game, or have I taken enough desperate early game that I can afford the Mind Control? Or the Skelemancer, who's in between. He's so weird. He's a weird in between. I don't know. He's so annoying. Takes me against AoEs. He doesn't get silent. Like, I can't use him to kill stuff, but my opponent has to worry about him, or I hit them for 2 every turn. This is another taunt. Really, with the miracle of hindsight, if I knew I was going to get those 2 Murloc War Leaders, I could have had an awesome Murloc-y deck. I don't know how many Murlocs I've passed up, but I certainly could have had 2 or 3 good Murlocs that I like, plus the War Leaders. Anyway, this is... Mind Control is potentially game-winning, but you got to be in an okay position when you do it, or your opponent has to have just that 1 minion. These are all very not quite what I need in different ways. I'm going to take... Frick, I don't know. I'm going to take this guy because I never played this guy. He's like the worst choice in that row, but whatever. Kooky Chemist seems like a pretty good compromise. Well, I have a ton of Battlecry stuff. I should actually probably take... I have so many Battlecries. I will get something good from a Battlecry in his. Although the Kooky Chemist is himself such a good Battlecry. And I don't have that... Yeah, we'll take the Brewmaster, whatever. I don't have enough like strong things in this deck. I think this deck is just bad. Spellbreaker or Stegodon? Let's take the Spellbreaker. I get another Chain Gang or the Sun. I'll take the Chain Gang. The thing is, I started out with my deck so expensive that I got fixated on how expensive it is, but the expensive stuff I have is mostly not that good. Well, I've got Mastodon free from Amber. Those are good. But actually, a lot of it just isn't that impressive. And the Blaze Caller is actually useless, which is so sad because he's such an awesome guy. I chose him so early. I didn't know I was going to get no elementals that I wanted. Hardly any elementals, period. So this, I think we can clearly say this deck is as bad or worse than the previous deck. So the previous deck got 8 wins somehow. Again, let's just see if I can get to 4. It's not like the deck is monstrously bad. So 3 wins, if I don't get 3 wins, I'll be very sad. If I get 4 wins, I'll be relatively happy. But, I don't know how much better than that. Well, okay, so I got all my starting game stuff, and this is a combo, which is kind of cool. I'm going to pitch the Gastropod, actually. He's useful later in the game, and I've... Oh my god. So I just got every turbo fast thing in my deck, just about. And some of them are combo like crazy. Like having a Divine Shield to throw this on is awesome. Having spell damage for this is awesome. So the question is, do I coin her out? And I think the answer is yes. I've got a handful of 2s. Not going to be able to play expensive stuff till later. She's got the shield, so she's less likely to die. And if my opponent plays something with 2 hit points, buff, kill with the Divine Shield, and it'd be awesome. Come on, something with 2 hit points. 2 hit points. Or nothing. Okay, you can also play nothing. That is acceptable. Play him, or... I think I'm going to save her. Because I don't know what I'm going to need him for. I want to save this to react to threats, since I'm confident that I'm not going to lose both of these guys in one move. I could do... honestly... Ew. So if I +1/+1 him, he would kill through that. I could also just do 2 damage to it with this. Oh, this is to all minions. Whoops. Yeah, never mind. That would be terrible. I mean, I could hit for 3 first and then do that to all minions, but then it'll knock off this guy's bubble unnecessarily. I think I'm just going to spend the plus... Well, I'm going to use the bubble anyway, but I'll still have the Spirit Lashes. I'm going to pay attention to that, because I don't have that stored in my mind as affecting all minions, even though if you asked me and I thought about it, I would probably figure it out. I'm probably going to get Spirit Lashed now. Whatever it is, I'm probably not going to like it. Although if I really didn't like it, I could Mass Dispel it. Of all the things... The problem is, I'm doing nothing right now. I've got to draw some of my 5 and 6 cost cards. Do I just Mass Dispel that for the hell of it? because that's gonna kill my little guys, I think I may actually just Mass Dispel that for the hell of it. So he's not actually going to give me a card because there have been no Death Rattle minions that have died this game. Because that guy, I silenced that guy's Death Rattle, so he didn't die with Death Rattle, and that's how I drew him. So that's some nice synergy there. I am not accomplishing anything, and yeah. I had all my stuff that I put in against being rushed down. My opponent had no rush whatsoever, so it did nothing for me. I think I'm going to have to play him even though I don't get a card for it. I can't just not play him. There's nothing out there opposing him. He could get in some good damage or at least eat some removal or something. What am I hanging on to him for? I don't have any Death Rattles planned for it, you know? Yeah, I think probably just Chain Gang. Spirit Lashes are actually pretty self-destructive at the moment. But next turn I should be able to do something good. Or, like, I can play him, or I can actually play this piece of crap. It's never going to do anything for me. It's just going to be an overcosted 6/6 nothing. Despite how awesome he is. Hey, that sucks.
Speak your peace.
This would be good for coming from behind, but since I'm ahead right now, it's not really helping. Okay, that's annoying. So I could play him if I'm not going to do any other stuff. If I use this to get rid of the bubble, it would also kill my opponent's 2/1. It would also kill the spell damage guy. This guy would survive. I would have to trade him to kill the taunt. And then I would not have enough mana to cast any of my stuff. So that's awesome. Seven, he'll just get killed by that stuff. This guy would be slightly larger and maybe not get killed by the stuff. I think I might just throw away these two guys, even though it's going to make my Spirit Lashes much less good. I don't need the health anyway. Use these two guys to take that down, and then drop the 8/8. Opponent only needs 1 damage to take him out. Like, he could literally just hit it with both his minions, and then Spirit Lash, and then play whatever minions he actually wants to play. Yeah, this is not good. About the same number of cards. The board situation is actually even-ish. Uh-oh. I haven't killed that many minions, so whatever he gets to choose from is going to be the best of the stuff that he's had, pretty much. Interesting. That's not really what I expected. Yeah. Hitting me directly does sort of benefit the idea of Spirit Lashing. But him taking damage, not as much. So I could do this. Spirit Lash would kill a 2/1 and would heal me a bunch. I don't have anything on to silence with that. Now, after that, this guy would take 1 and then 3 from killing that thing. He'd be down to 4 hit points, so he'd be very killable, but it would still take the elemental to kill him. Oh, let's do this. And then I think 5/7 will be adequate, even though it doesn't refund me a card as soon. I'm going to regret that if my opponent puts out a big death rattle. You know, he's actually not bad to have because he can counter like the Skelemancer and some other random crap in this format. Enemy free from Ambers first. What do you get? What do you get? Probably a 7/7 charge because that would hose my 5/7. Nope, you just went for a straightforward largeness. Okay. So that, because yours came out first, you should easily be able to kill whatever I get from free from Amber. Unless I get Deathwing, basically. Almost even Deathwing. So do I do that now? Do I play smaller junk? I think I'd... No, actually, if I played the Blaze Caller, then I could bounce it, and then the next turn I could play it again and do 5 damage to something, and that's a hell of a lot of effort and not really worth it. Although, if I played the Blaze Caller and my opponent didn't kill it, then I could bounce it and play it off of itself. Okay, let's give that a try. I mean, my opponent's probably just going to kill the Blaze Caller because it's larger. I could have healed the other guy to a 5/7, which would make my opponent think that I cared about him, and then you could argue which is bigger. No, you're just going to hit me in the face. And then what, board wipe? Blubber Baron, okay. So this is going to be a pretty good play. I'm assuming it works properly. That seem like a plan? That seems like a plan. That's what you get for not clearing the board. I teach you to not kill my 6/6. Although now I wish I had my Silence guy back in my hand. Yeah, you wanted your revenge on that panda. You're like, oh, that panda. This is actually awesome timing, as I was just going to free from Amber, but I can do this now. And wait for it. +2 hit points means he can kill that and live. And now I have... we have the same number of cards, and I have 12 fewer hit points, but I have an army of army, like an actual army. Okay, well, now, not so much now. That did suck. Let's see what I got. Chargosaur or Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue is amazing. With the Chargosaur, I hit that guy, and then Spirit Lash myself up. I would gain 4 health. It would weaken my army somewhat. He'd have 7 -4 -1. Yeah. So he'd only have 2 hit points left, but he'd be alive. All my guys would be alive, and I would be healed by 4, and my opponent would have no stuff. On the other hand, this guy's got the life steal. Actually, he's going to heal me anyway, but he doesn't kill that thing immediately. That's kind of a tough choice. He's amazing, but he works right now, and there's less chance of something going wrong. I hate to not take that other guy, but I'm going to do this. I hope that just giving me that board control is going to do it. It means there's less chance of my opponent buffing that thing somehow. Like, I don't know, Inner Fire or some bull. You never know what would happen. I would probably have been... I would have healed just as much. I probably would have been fine. You spent a Shadow Word Death on a 2 hit point dinosaur. That's pretty much a win from my point of view. I mean, we're still even on cards. I can hopefully get another card out of this guy. I'm going to save that for, like, after board wipe. I'm going to give the spell damage to... It really doesn't matter, either one of you. They're both going to get killed or something, but... We've evened out the health. My opponent has cards I had cards in play. So Dragonfire would be pretty bad, although it wouldn't actually kill that guy. I'm gonna silence him. Okay, I should have put it on the other one then. I gave them 2 for 1 for their silence, I guess. Because they probably would have silenced him anyway because that kills a card. But I don't like that giving you an extra card because this is going to be really about card efficiency right now. Although it looks like I can kick that thing's ass. Is that your total? Oh yes. Do I play the Mammoth? Or do I hang on to that and just heal stuff? I'm killing you pretty fast, but I'm not killing you as fast as I could. Okay, a Dragonfire Potion would not do that much. A Mind Control would be terrible. A Dragonfire Potion would not do that much right now. Because this and this would survive. And, yeah. Alright, let's play him. For some reason, I really feel like I should be conservative and just be like, play this and heal my guys and just have a big army of smaller things. If this gets mind controlled, my opponent's just like cheering over there because otherwise the mind control was not helping them. Mind control against this stuff was, I mean, it's not that it was nothing. It would be a 2 for 1 play easily, but maybe 3 for 1. But it definitely wasn't what he wanted. If he had the mind control, he might not have silenced this guy. Well, that's going to be very random in the outcome. Oh my god. As if it killed that thing. Oh, whatever. You're still doing nothing with your turn. I don't know what crap's in your hand. I am not playing this because it could get stolen and used against me and it would be terrible. I am just going to... I forgot that it could only go 1 hit point higher. I should have healed the shield, but... I am not going to play these guys because that's just giving my opponent more to work with potentially. You have to kill both of these guys to survive. You only have 2 mana to cast a spell for him. Hey, Molten Giant. They're bad. And Suicide. Alright. I don't know what that guy was doing. He managed to outslow me, that's for sure. Outslow in the sense of being slower, not in the sense of beating my slow. Still, really not sold on this deck. Although I got to use this guy's power and it was amazing. Despite he being the only elemental in my deck, I still got to use it. So that I'm going to count that as a real moral win. But as far as getting any more actual wins, we're just going to have to see if I can manage next time.
If you like this, please click the eponymous button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.